Sponsored by RxCardClub.com. Get a free prescription drug card and save up to 85% on prescription drugs. RxCardClub.com. How do you use the Lantus pen? Lantus SoloStar Lantus, insulin glargine, is the man-made form of a long-acting insulin that is given by injection to diabetic patients, to control their high blood sugar levels. Lantus comes in two dosage forms, the Lantus 3 ml SoloStar prefilled pen and the Lantus 10 ml multiple dose vial. Normally our bodies naturally produce the hormone insulin, which works to lower the levels of sugar, glucose, in our blood to the ideal range. People who have diabetes regularly have high blood sugar levels due to their body not producing enough insulin, or their body has become resistant to the effect of insulin. One way to treat diabetes and improve blood glucose levels is to use a man-made form of insulin. Instructions on how to use Lantus SoloStar. Point 1. Storage of Lantus SoloStar. Unused Lantus SoloStar should be stored in a refrigerator, 36F46F, 2C8C, until first use. When starting a new Lantus SoloStar, take it out of the fridge 1 to 2 hours to allow it to warm up to room temperature. Once a new Lantus SoloStar has been started, it should be stored at room temperature, up to 86F, 30C, and not in the refrigerator. Once started, the Lantus SoloStar should be discarded after 28 days. Point 2. Where to inject Lantus SoloStar? The injection site can be the front of the thighs, upper leg, the stomach area, or the upper outer arms. Select the site where you will be administering the injection and roll away clothing to expose skin. You should only inject into healthy skin that is not tender, bruised, thickened, or has lumps. Alternate injection sites so you are using a different area each time you inject. Lantus SoloStar is a subcutaneous injection, which means it goes just under the skin. Point 3. How to put a needle on Lantus SoloStar. A new single-use needle should be used every time you use the Lantus SoloStar. Take off the cover of the pen and use an alcohol swab to wipe the rubber seal at the tip of the pen. Remove the tapped seal from the new single-use needle and gently push the needle over the rubber tip of the pen and screw the needle into place until it stops. Point 4. How to prime Lantus SoloStar. Lantus SoloStar should be primed before each use. This is sometimes called a safety test. This should be done to remove any bubbles, to ensure that the pen is working properly and that the device can administer the dose of insulin required. Dial a dose of 2 units by turning the dosage selector clockwise. Take off the outer needle cap and keep for recapping purposes, and remove the inner needle cap, which you should discard. Hold the pen with the needle pointing upwards, then gently tap the pen to help bring any air bubbles to the top. Activate the injection by pressing the injection button, watching the needle tip for a drop or stream of insulin to appear. If no liquid appears, you may need to repeat the process until insulin is seen on the tip. Point 5. How to select the dose on Lantus SoloStar. Lantus SoloStar can be set for a range of doses from 1 to 80 units. Using the dosage selector, dial up the dose that your medical professional has prescribed. This can be seen in the dose window. If your dose is over 80 units, you will need to give yourself more than one injection. Point 6. How to inject the dose of Lantus SoloStar. Wash your hands before you start and clean the selected injection site with an alcohol wipe and let the area dry. Hold the Lantus SoloStar device in a fist-like grip with your thumb at the injection button end. Insert the needle into the skin at the selected injection site. Activate the device by pressing and continuing to hold the injection button down with the device pressed against the skin for 10 seconds. The dose window should show 0 once the dose has been delivered. Once the injection is complete, pull the needle out of the injection site. Recap the needle with the outer needle cap. Remove the single-use needle by unscrewing and then discarding it into a sharps container. Put the pen cap back on, and store Lantus SoloStar at room temperature. Related questions: Basaglar and Lantus, what is the difference between them? What are biosimilar drugs and how do they compare to biologics? SoloStarUnused versus Lantus, what's the difference between them? RxCardClub.com Get a free prescription drug card and save up to 80% on prescription drugs.